Hi, my name is Jennifer Brown, and I'd like to share with you what I'm calling the Great Chicken Giveaway of 2018 as part of my marketing social media campaign case study. This summer, I had the opportunity to work with an organization known as the Salvation Army of Northwest Arkansas. This organization does a lot of great work throughout the community, working in 4 different counties in Northwest Arkansas. As you can kind of see by the icons on the list, these little shields here represent the cores, the stores, and some of our shelters. The one right in the middle is our Springdale core, which is where a lot of our case study here today is taking place. Throughout the year, just being part of Northwest Arkansas, we get a lot of donations from organizations like Tyson, who has their headquarters in Northwest Arkansas, of chicken donations and other kinds of donations. Last Christmas, as part of our Christmas giveaway, Tyson also donated over 7,000 frozen chickens that we could give away to about 2,000 families. In all, we were able to give at least about 5,000 of these chickens away. The rest we had put into our storage in our freezer space, thinking we would be giving them out throughout the year and have many opportunities to do this. But on Tuesday, July 10th, we learned about a new opportunity from Tyson that they wanted to donate several pallets of frozen chicken nuggets to us. This was great because chicken nuggets are really easy to use and really great for our after-school programs and really helpful in kind of caring for the younger families and families with kids in our community. The challenge was our largest freezer space was in Springdale, and when we opened it up, we realized that this freezer was already completely full of frozen chickens that were left over from December. So that was the big problem, is that we had a freezer full of chicken and we needed to figure out how to get rid of this chicken, not just throw it away because that would be a really terrible waste of food, but a way to give it away. And so we decided we would offer this up to our Springdale community and give it away at our Springdale thrift store, where our social service office also operated out of on Thursdays. So we kind of set forth in motion a plan to give all of this away. It came out pretty quickly, so we put together a campaign. We probably should have done it on a Tuesday, but we actually ended up getting the post out on a Wednesday. So it was a really short campaign, but we posted this graphic right here. Coming up on Thursday, July 12th, from 10 to 4, we'll be giving away free frozen chickens. Bring a box or bag and fill it with as many chickens or Cornish hens that will fit. Our hope was that we would give all these out. It would take all day. People would just kind of casually come and go and pick up some chicken. What we did not expect was how quickly that this campaign would make its way out into our community. Our first post of this actual ad happened on Wednesday, July 11th at 2 p.m. and within really a half hour it had already been shared 30 times. So we really quickly modified this before it hit Instagram and Twitter and added in a limit of 4 per family into the text of the actual Facebook post, but not into the graphic itself. So you can kind of see here it's a little bit different. Within 1 hour, it had 29 shares and escalated from there. Within 5 hours, 493 shares, 59 comments, 21,266 people had been reached, and then when we woke up the next day, ready for the day, it had been shared 613 times, 63 comments, and 34,867 people had been reached. So we knew at this period there was probably likely a lot of people were going to be showing up for frozen chickens. There'd probably be more people than we had chickens to go around. It would be unlikely. And we were not surprised. That is what actually happened. A line, when we arrived at 7:30 in the morning, there was already a line of people wrapped around the building. We weren't planning on giving out chickens until 10 a.m., but seeing the big need, the lines of people already gathering, we kind of had to bring in extra staff and some coordination to the parking lot that was already too full, and people were lined up and down the street trying to get in line for chicken. Between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., we gave away 1,400 frozen chickens to 360 families. These families were of all sizes, and people, moms, dads, kids, grandparents, all ages of people had showed up to pick up some free chickens that our staff was giving away. Additionally, we did not send out press releases, but the local news media found out about it, one through our Twitter page and another one from our Facebook page, and they ended up showing up. One media showed up and recorded people in line waiting and interviewed some people about why they were there, and then the other one actually did not show up to get coverage, but we ended up supplying them with some photos and some videos we had taken as an organization, and then did some follow-up interviews about why we did this. That was very helpful for them in post. We were also able to shape the message a little bit with that. Facebook was our primary channel where we shared our story. These are just some of our stats from that week. Our overall 49,000 people interacted with our page that week. As you can see, our engagement rates were over the top, up 2,000%, up 572%. Page likes up 1,190%. And so Facebook was our primary channel that really got the action. Instagram had a little bit more traction, but actually our posts on Instagram was not as high as some of our Christmas posts had been in the past. Like I said, one news outlet did actually learn about the event on Twitter, and they shared it as well. By the end of the event, this specific post and all the details with it, the updates and all those kinds of things that we made throughout, had been shared 632 times, reaching 46,982 people, 74 comments. Additionally, our phone rang almost all day long. We didn't keep track of that information, but we also received emails and messages from people asking, are you still giving away chickens or not? But we really were done giving away chickens. We had nothing left to give by noon that day. Another kind of fun highlight is in looking at our Facebook data. You can see the spike in July of all of our organic, paid, and all those kinds of things likes. We thankfully didn't lose very many people in our unlikes, but July definitely was a very big peak in terms of interactions that you can see over the last 6 months. That even really carries into December, where we did spike a little bit for year-end giving, but it was not nearly as high as July. Even looking back at our paid and unpaid posts, if you look at the last 6 months, our highest post was our volunteering for summer post, which we actually paid to boost. It did not get nearly the traction of over 40,000 engagements. This just compares our paid versus our free advertising that we received because of this event. So in looking at this event, was this event a success? I would say yes. We gave away all of our frozen chicken. A few we had to throw away because they were actually bad, but we gave away all the ones we could possibly give away. We created a social media buzz and connected with people in a practical way, and gave them food, and it was a really incredible experience. We raised the bar of how the Salvation Army could help Northwest Arkansas, and really did that in a practical way. Additionally, kind of an extra bonus was that our store sales that day and the next day and the next day increased. In talking with the store managers there, they had been averaging about $500 a day, both earlier in that week, the Monday through Wednesday, and even in the previous week, about the same. But at the end of this week, the end of the chicken giveaway week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all sales were over $800 for each of the day following the campaign. In terms of looking at a brand impact, the Salvation Army of Northwest Arkansas has been in a process of kind of trying to rebuild its brand and really show how they're out in the community caring for people, how they're providing shelter, how they're providing food. And so this specific event actually really showed that the organization was out there being the hands and feet and giving out food. This story was featured on the local news, and the great part about being on the news, it was one of those fluff pieces like, here's another great thing that happened in our community today, which is always a good thing. You want to be in the news in terms of that capacity. And then they also shared those articles on their social media channels as the news stations, and they also shared that on their own, their 5 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, and evening news. So we got a lot of coverage over giving away free chicken. And And then also we were able to partner with local service organizations. I heard several stories from our staff saying, hey, I was at our Rotary Club meeting, or I was out at this special event meeting, and everyone was talking about the free frozen chickens we were giving away. So it created a lot of good conversation. And also we were able to talk with organizations about how they could do something similar, or maybe how we could partner with them in giving away free food. Other companies contacted us, say, hey, would you be interested in giving this away? And so it actually helped fuel the conversation of how we could be more generous as a community and as an organization. The brand impact on Facebook, as we kind of already indicated, was really great. But you can really see this within our stats as you look at it. Overall, we received a lot of thank yous. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for caring about this. We hope to support you more in the future, those kinds of things. Obviously, there's some negative mixed in there of people who didn't get chicken, who were upset, but by far, most of the feedback was positive. And even in that week, we received our likes increased by 161 likes. We received more likes in I think a 3-day period than we had in the entire year, which hopefully will continue to rise as people see more and more of the good work that the organization is doing. But it was great to kind of see that little spike in likes in just a few days. We did some follow-up, and after the event, provided thank yous. Here's how we helped. Here's the people we helped. And then just added this tag, if you're in need of assistance, please contact us. Because we always wanted to provide opportunities to help. We updated our social media post with giveaways. We sent out news releases and with photos that gave the official numbers, and also shared this news with our staff and our board of directors. And you can see these are all great ways that we continue to follow up. And in summary, in the midst of doing good, we saw the impact that social media can have. We really were surprised by this post on Facebook that went crazy. We would almost call it going viral, because it had been shared more than anything we had ever seen before. What did we really learn? Facebook works, especially for our age group, for our demographic, and for our community. It worked a lot better than Instagram and Twitter. It definitely helped us get the message out. We learned not to change the giveaway guidelines, because that creates some frustrations for people, and we need to be really solid on what those rules are from the start. And then we also learned the value of maybe making sure the image post has exactly what it should have on it. The image we couldn't change after it had been posted. We could have deleted it, but then we would have lost some of the traction we had gained with the shares, and we would have had to start everything all over again. So next time, we want to make sure our image is generic enough that it could be shared no matter what. We also probably should have contacted the news outlets ahead of time instead of waiting and then finding out that they showed up anyway. We could have controlled the message a little bit better with that. And then also would have been good to have had prepared statements for people who missed out on the event, who weren't able to get chicken, who drove a long way and then we were out. And so we weren't really prepared to respond to all the negative feedback. While it wasn't as much, sometimes the negative voices can be a lot more powerful than we think or want. So improvement, ways we can improve. We could have leveraged this. We had a lot of Facebook attention. People were looking at our pages, both our website and our Facebook page, like never before. And so we really did not leverage that media attention to promote our other events or ways you can get involved in volunteering. And I think that we really missed out on that. We also could have made it easier for people to just donate. Like, hey, if you're interested in helping people with food, here's a great way to do that. And then obviously we could have collected names of partners who were interested in this event, people who called us and said, hey, can you tell me more about this? We could have just created a whole database list for follow-up, for easier market automation in the future, and to kind of strengthen those community partner relationships. This would have been a great opportunity to build on that. So overall, the event, we felt like it was a great success. I felt like it was a fascinating post, and the whole process was fascinating to watch, because I had never seen anything respond so quickly, and it was really incredible to be a part of that event. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation, and I hope you learned a lot about the Salvation Army.